Man, 3 months is way too long to be dating somebody. Shit. I can't seem to get past 1 month before the bitches be going crazy. Talking about Avery. Hell, my baby. I'd be like, psych! Man, yo, these bitches be thinking pussy is kryptonite and shit. Maybe when I was 19.
Bitch, I still can't believe you deal with fish.
I prefer to think of it as like sucking an orange. Sucking that juice out of it.
Boy, if you don't get up out my face! Out my face!
You liked it.
Anyway.
You know you like that.
Shut up. Malcolm, don't hurt my friend. Yo, who taking me home?
To watch this show and other great original web shows, go to ACONNECTIONTV.com today and subscribe.
What's going on, world? It's your boy here, Wesley from ACONNECTIONTV.com and ACONNECTIONTV here on YouTube, the two places on the World Wide Web where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And in this particular video, I want to talk about Season 34, Episode 12. It is called The Right Honorable Rogan. Yes, indeed. On the challenge, MTV, y'all know I love that show. I want to talk about this episode, but before I do, I need you guys to do me a solid. Subscribe to ACONNECTIONTV.com. It is my new online streaming network where I am the producer, the director, the writer, the editor, the actor on a lot of fronts. And we create original scripted content. It's kind of like a Netflix, but a smaller version, a smaller scale, created and started by yours truly, and we have amassed a great team of people that are trying to build it along with me. It would be a great, awesome thing if you can help us out and subscribe. The more subscribers we get, the more we can do, the better we can do, and the more we can produce. Outside of that, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at ACONNECTIONTV, and let's get into this review. So, Tori and Jordan are engaged, and Theo goes home against Jordan. I miss Theo already. Theo is a beautiful guy, and he's a great competitor. He's a great competitor. However the Brits would say it. And you know, it was a toss-up. He got diced out. And, you know, he got played, and unfortunately by Cara, his previous teammate, and by the UK team. It is what it is. Theo's out due to Jordan. And I'm sad to see him go. I'm not a fan of Jordan. I think Jordan is a punk. He's become a punk because he's too pompous. And, you know, the interesting thing about this is that everyone knows it, including his soon-to-be wife. But it's like everybody just accepts it because outside of the game, Jordan is a great guy apparently. But inside the game, he's like a pompous, kind of like on the level of Bananas. And it's interesting because Jordan is always going after Bananas or looking at Bananas like, Well, maybe that's Wes. Maybe Jordan is not that crazy about Bananas, but I don't know. It's very interesting how people place themselves on the right side of what virtue is. You have the West of the world, you have the Paulies now of the world, you have the Bananas of the world, and you have the Jordans of the world. Which of these four men are on the side of righteousness? None of them, I don't think. But then again, if I had to put all four of them, yeah, none of them. Because Jordan played CT in the beginning of this and didn't put CT on Team USA. And now Jordan is getting a raft of CT. Anyways, before I get ahead of myself, Cara says that the proposal was staged. And I'm thinking to myself, why would they stage the proposal? They're already on a losing team. It's clear that it's about them. It's clear that even outside of the challenge, they're in a relationship. It's clear that they love each other. It's clear. So why would that be staged? Does Cara really want Paulie to, propose to her? What is really the issue? And I really want to know if Jordan and Cara had sex before. That's what I really want to know, because I don't understand why we care so much about the opposite. Especially now that they're on opposing teams. It's too much. It's too much drama. And oh my God, I miss the old Cara. I really do. Josh is sobbing about the U.S. team. Josh thinks that everything Josh made everything personal between him and what was it Wes that Josh had a problem with? I think it was Wes. Yeah, it was Wes that Josh had a problem with. And now he wants the U.S. team to be a team. So when Josh was so gung-ho about getting Wes out and about putting in Wes and throwing in Wes, he did not give a damn about the team. He was so far up his own ass that he was just like, F that, he deserves to go in because he's treating me like a kid and blah, 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 and freak the team. Now, since he's not standing tall on his pedestal or his stool, period, he wants there to be a team and all of this. I'm like, Josh, go sit down somewhere and cry. Or go grab some pants and bang them together because you're whack sauce. Like you're whack sauce. Whack sauce. And so it's like, I can't even really listen to him because you threw your own teammate in for personal gain or for your own personal reasons. And now you want people to, like, I did not understand that. And I still don't understand that to this day. Josh will never make sense to me. Nany throws an engagement party for Jordan and Tori. I think everybody looked good in this particular setting. Cara doesn't go to the engagement party. Petty Cara, but Paulie is there. I think Paulie can take the game out of the personal and be cool with them. And we've seen it because Paulie is able to do the after shows with Jordan and Tori. And he has done the after shows with Jordan and Tori. Cara has yet, did I see Cara on an after show? I haven't seen the three of them, Tori, Jordan, and Cara on an after show together. So Paulie can be the bigger person when he needs to be the bigger person. Zach gives a speech and he says, I'm shaking, I'm crying, and I'm like, oh, Zach is a softie now. I wonder if he's this empathetic and caring and emotional towards. Is he? I don't know. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I can't remember her name. Jenna. That's what I do. I lost the name. That's why I was quiet for that long time. Tori speaks to Paulie. And she says, let's be real. The beef is with Cara and Jordan. Jordan says, I don't see a legend at all with regards to Cara. Neither do I. Although Cara has been in a lot of competitions and a lot of finals, Cara is a whiner and complainer just as bad as Josh is sometimes. So it makes me wonder, why does she look at herself as this grand legend? I'm not understanding of it. Leroy tells Cam that she is his number one after kind of like Cam asking, and then he's like, yeah, you're my number one. Nany and Cam don't get along because of what they went through. Cam says the love between them is resurfacing. Cam says, who would Cam says, would he pick her over Nany? Leroy says kissing is dangerous, but fuck it. So I liked Cam and Leroy together. When Cam and Leroy said that they were together before coming on to the prior season, and that they had broke up or whatever the case may be, and then Cam went over to Theo's side, I was like, oh, that's whack. Because I look at Leroy like he's a dope dude, and Leroy's fine as hell, and Cam is beautiful as hell, so the two of them would rock. I can understand why Cam was into Theo. Theo's hot too, but Leroy's hot first. So it's like, I see Leroy as being like, well, the way Leroy has handled Cam in the past is kind of like, but I don't think Leroy ever played Cam the way that dude played her on X on the Beach. So for me, I'm like, Leroy is a stand-up guy. Like, why can't they just make it work? That's what I always felt. So the fact that now that they're in, on the same team, and they've been talking now, and they've been flirting and all this extra stuff, and bringing up old feelings, and using the word love, I'm like, I hope this stands strong, because I think the two of them are hot together, and they complement each other. But I see the divisiveness, or where the divide is, between them when they're communicating, especially when they're in a heated debate. There's definitely a divide there. And I see that could be one of the triggers that keeps them from uniting. But I'm here for it. I really think it's dope. And it's even kind of cute that no, it's not cute. It's very immature that Cam and Nany are vying for Leroy's top position. It is just whack. I'm thinking that Leroy banged Nany. Like, they had to have smashed. I don't see that being that platonic for them to be that gung-ho of each other and have never smashed. Maybe they haven't, but I would not, let me put it this way. I would not be shocked if Leroy knocked them boots down. I just wouldn't be shocked because, Nany has that reputation. Well, I believe she had that reputation in the early days. She did. She had that reputation in the early days, so really, you would pass on Leroy? I mean, come on. Anyways, Dee and Rogan think that they can see the final and she says, I need to stop being sensitive. Yeah, you do. But unbeknownst to her, Rogan doesn't really want her in the final. I thought this whole conversation was garbage. And I no longer look at Rogan as a top dude. More so than when Josh went against Georgia. That made sense because they weren't on the same alliance, although they were on the same team. But Rogan going against Dee, who is one in their alliance, they're all in the same alliance apparently, and two, he professes his love for her all the time. In my head, I'm thinking to myself, this dude really doesn't love her, and he wants to cut ties with this chick, and he feels that this is the best way to do it because he's tired of her. That's what I'm thinking. Because why throw in Dee? It makes no sense. Honestly, I really don't believe both teams are going to have equal opportunity of going to the final. TJ is going to split y'all the hell up. And as we see in next week's competition, the pairs with the least time both apparently get eliminated. And I'm hoping and praying it's not Leroy and Cam, because Leroy was crying like a bitch, hugging Cam. And I'm really hoping that they're not the two that get eliminated, but it is what it is. Like, y'all are not safe with dealing with a TJ game. Y'all just aren't. I just feel it's in my heart of hearts. They got Leroy boasting all throughout this challenge. Something tells me he's not going to last that long. Rogan says he wants to help Dee, but she isn't working hard enough. He doesn't know what to do. Rogan wants Dee to go in because she isn't ready for the final. I think that's bullshit. I think you need to have this conversation with her. Instead of having the conversation that you see her in the final, the two of y'all together, you need to have a conversation like, hey, what's really going on? You're not working as strong as some of the other ladies are, and the team is starting to talk. I'm starting to talk to the team. That's man enough. Be about that. Paulie, Rogan, and Josh talk about cutting the fat, and that's Dee. I don't necessarily see how that's Dee, because Dee has not been like a poor performer in all of the challenges. She just hasn't been. So I don't really see why we're honing in on Dee outside of her collapsing that one time and probably not working out as much. But there are a lot of women in this group that don't work out as much as the other. And so why are we making this a big deal? Especially when she's a part of your alliance. If the whole goal is to cut off the UK team, I don't understand what the problem is. I really don't. Team USA defender is Cam. Cam goes against Jenny, takes her out, but Jenny takes Cam with her. Tori bombs and falls horrible. Dee is the first to complete, and then Kaylee wins. So Dee and Kaylee make it across the obstacle course. Team UK defender is Jenny. Cam takes Jenny with her, then Ninja makes it, Cara makes it, and then Ashley makes it. US team defender is Zach. CT decides to throw the challenge and says, let's play rock, paper, scissors and Zach, and he's just doing this and doing the hi-ya and all this and playing rock, paper, scissors and all that. And I'm like, wow, CT, wow, really? But CT has declared that he's picking the side, and he's picking the Paulie, Cara, Cam, Ninja, Josh, Rogan, Dee, sometimes side, along with Leroy, who is, I don't know. Like, let's be real. Do you really think that Paulie and Cara are gonna keep Anyways, before we get there, I don't know, Lee. I don't know. Look what they trying to do to Dee. I don't know, Lee. I don't know. I'm worried about Lee. I'm worried about him. Really worried about him. Because CT decides to throw the competition, the US automatically wins, and the UK team are pissed. Jordan is pissed, and Jordan gets snappy with CT on the boat. And Jordan, I'm looking at Jordan like, bruh, look at CT, look at you. I know CT's not gonna hit nobody because he learned his lesson and all that, and they have strict rules, and he don't want to lose the money. But But I think that's a lot of the reason why Jordan talks the way that he talks. Not to say that he's a punk, but come on, like you already know that people aren't going to try to sacrifice themselves for the money, so you're going to boast the way you boast. I don't know, there's something about Jordan that's just been so off the last few challenges. And I can honestly say that I don't care that CT threw the competition. His alliance is not with the major group of the UK. He has his alliance. He wants certain people to go to the final. We've already seen that you got to do things to get to the final. There hasn't been one final in a while that's been reached with not backstabbing or, you know, whatever. Not very many. Not very many at all. Cam is a speaker. She picks Leroy and Nany. The UK votes to put Tori in and not D. It was a quick ass vote. It was a quick. You saw the hurt and the fact that Tori was crushed. Cam says, "What do you think you were going to accomplish joining the other team?" And I'm like, "Damn, Cam, really? That's how we doing it, sis? That's how we doing it." In my mind, I'm like, I hope y'all make. All these people talking this tough talk. I hope y'all make it to a final. That's what I'm thinking to myself. Because you and Leroy are hugging real thick next week. So I hope y'all making it to a final. Y'all talking mad trash to these people. Mad trash to these folks. I love Cam though, so I don't really care. Leroy and Cam tell Nany to vote with them, and Nany says no. But I'm thinking to myself, why is it that important for Nany to vote with y'all? Y'all got the layup. It's 2 against 1. If Nany wants to vote a side that she doesn't agree with and against y'all, that's fine. You saved your friend for sake of saving your friend. That's cool. But 2 votes against 1, it is what it is. Just vote with your girlfriend and let it be that. Nany doesn't have to vote with y'all. She hasn't been voting with y'all since. She just hasn't. There's always been a one-off. So what's the point? There's no point in it. And this is the only time I actually sided with Nany because I'm like, there's no reason for her to have to side with y'all. Y'all are going to make up your mind anyway. So she is not in agreement with what y'all are doing. She's not going to side with y'all, and she doesn't have to. Thank you for the save, though. Cara says the marriage was a sham because Jordan didn't stick up for Tori when Tori got blasted in elimination within like 3 seconds. Jordan just gave her a kiss. But it is what it is. What is he gonna fight for? Everybody, the majority rules in this. You can't like debate it out. It's not gonna work. Jordan says Tori is coming back, period. Leroy is so stressed to win, but he wants to win to be considered a legend. He says, I've won 11 wins. Jordan says, Leroy, you made the decision. Jordan says, you made the decision of choosing the wrong team the whole time. Leroy says, we are winning, get it through your heads. So Leroy is again boasting like he's already made it to a final. Boasting like he's made it to a final. Leroy wants to, not only for the money, but to submit his name in the challenge legends, the challenge vets history. He wants to submit his name in there. And I'm thinking to myself, there's way too many of y'all players. It's way too many of y'all. None of y'all are safe, bruh. None of y'all are safe. Not with TJ, y'all aren't safe. There's bound to be another double eviction. In my head, I'm thinking, it's too many of y'all. And it's episode 12. Like, we not going to 32 episodes. We not about to do that. So what's going on? Cam gets in her feelings, and she's thinking that Leroy is having to solidify and defend why he's making the decisions that he's making. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, Cam, but let Leroy be Leroy. Let Leroy do him. He's a grown man. Let Leroy do him. That's what I'm thinking. But Cam's like, can I talk to you? Can I talk to you? Soon as they start talking, they start arguing, going back and forth. Not one is accepting the response from the other, and they're not listening to each other. And Cam's getting all like, you don't have to do this for Nany. Nany should be safe. Do you want me to go talk to her and tell her why she shouldn't be even? I'm like, oh, Lord Jesus. I can understand just by this little situation why they didn't work out. Nany comes in drunk and says, what's being said behind my back? Cam gets up in Nany's face, and I'm like, oh, Lord. We already know Cam ain't scared of not nan chick in this house. We already know that. And apparently when Nany gets some liquid courage, she ain't scared either, because she come in there drunk. I want to know who's talking about me. You. I'm like, girl, you would not do that sober. So cut it out, Nany. Nany is a spitfire, but she a spitfire. She's a spitfire the most. I'm going to give her that. She's a spitfire the most. But no, she don't want it. She just don't want it. She just don't want it. And all the while I'm thinking, Nany, you're in the tribunal. Why are you caring as much? Cam goes and lays down with Leroy. I'm like, oh, she a lucky girl. Paulie talks to Leroy to vote in D and not to tell them. Leroy wants to tell them because Leroy is upset. Leroy thinks that this whole going against the alliance, going against D, is real shady, real shicey, and it is. And Leroy has upheld a certain code the whole game, and it's gotten him thus far. I really think that he's gone next week. I hope he's not, but I really think he is crying his eyes off, and oh damn. I'm worried for that. I'm worried for that. But Leroy wants to do the good thing and let D know. And as this is going on, I'm like, why they not just voting in Tori and Jenny? I don't understand. CT says, I'll tell her. He does. Shake my head. This was so dumb. There was no code. D explodes and starts crying. D says, he used me. I trusted him. Ashley comes to comfort her. They all grab hands. D says, I'm done with him. I doubt it. Girl, you were sprung off Rogan from the 5 minutes into being on the land, wherever they are. 5 minutes, as soon as the helicopter dropped down, they got y'all there, you walked into and it's the action. You was all up in Rogan's gooch. All up in his gooch. All up in his gooch. From day one. You ain't over this, man. You ain't over him. I just look at her and she's that weak. You're not over him. You're not. It's effed up what he did, and you should be over him. But her talking about he used you for what? I was like, girl, you a vet? Who you got stock in? How he used you for what is he using you for? The vagina? That's probably what she was talking about, because she wasn't talking about the game. Because D ain't make no kind of political veteran champion moves in this game. So he used her for the vagina. He used you for them busting them nuts. That's what he used you for. That's exactly what he used you for. And that's it. They get to the proving ground and TJ has this annoying look on his face like he's tired of this team. Nany votes Kaylee. Cam votes Jenny. Leroy votes Jenny. Tori versus Jenny in a hall brawl. Tori kicks Jenny to the freaking curb and it's a wrap. And it's a wrap. And I'm like, wow. But the thing is, I love Tori. I think Tori is a down. I don't understand how she's with Jordan. But Tori is a cool ass chick. And she's a dope competitor, period. Not very many people are messing with her. And from jump, I liked her. I thought she was dope from jump. And she's never wavered, although they had their little situation where she was with one dude and then left the dude and played the dude and went to another dude. As far as her personal life, can't really say nothing about that. But her game life is one that's just top notch. Leave your comments below and let me know what you think about this. Who do you think is the pair that's getting eliminated next week? I really think it's Leroy and Cam just by the way they were crying, or maybe they were crying because they barely made it. I don't know. But Paulie and Cara are arguing, or Paulie's arguing with Cara because Cara is a horrible swimmer. So I can't wait to see next week. Leave your comments below. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at ACONNECTIONTV. And also go to my online streaming network, my Disney Plus, my Netflix, ACONNECTIONTV.com, and subscribe. Support your boy.